RIT social media expert Mike Johansson joins us to talk about the changing role of social media and news coverage. Welcome, and it's good to see you and talk to you in person now.
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah.
And we do this as you are a professor. These are things you teach to kids. And maybe we all need to have a little lesson on this right now.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to rework the curriculum for the social media class now, because really this past week, I don't think it's an overstatement to say that it's a turning point for live video. Live streaming video has been around for a couple of years, but with Facebook Live really ramping up in the first half of this year, and these really big events, small and big, you know, the aftermath of the shooting in Minnesota and then what was happening in Dallas, it really has become sort of a mainstream thing.
Yeah. Was it the moment where this kind of reached its height in Minnesota when the girlfriend of the man that was shot and killed was able to live stream the aftermath?
Yeah,
what did that say to you?
Sure, well, she showed incredible presence of mind to realize that if she didn't document it, it would be one of those things that people would debate the pros and cons and not really see the evidence. In that circumstance, in that moment, her recording it actually became something that people could see for themselves what was happening and feel the emotion, hear the sounds, see the images.
Were you surprised that, knowing that important reason for doing so, but that became almost instinctual? We always have our phones in our hands, but we've reached the point now where if these moments literally of life and death, that is the thought to do that.
Sure, yeah, it is. Well, it's surprising to me. I mean, my background was 20+ years as a journalist, so I sort of got trained to think that way. Anytime something's happening, notice what's going on, take notes. If you have a camera, take pictures, that kind of thing. But for the members of the public to start thinking this way, I think that's the turning point, yes. Yeah.
You had mentioned that anyone can, I'm losing my train of thought here, but you mentioned that anyone can see it for themselves. Should people be skeptical? Because now people can see things for themselves, as you mentioned, but there should be something to take away from maybe what we're seeing, maybe question things a little bit more, maybe the same as we always have.
Yeah, I think it's always good to have healthy skepticism with anything online. But I think the test would be, for example, does this feel right? Does everything you're seeing and hearing sound like it really could have happened? Mm-hmm. Does it look staged? For example, the Minnesota video is very powerful because the camera angle is moving around. Clearly, it's someone who's very emotional, and you can hear the voice, you can hear the pain, you can see what's going on, and I think that makes it real. And, you know, for someone to stage something like that, I mean, I'm sure there will be down the road people who will stage things. That's just the way these things go, and I think being healthily skeptical is not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. Sure.
So we see that now people are looking at social media and what people share and what they don't share on their own, personal news feeds. We should be asking ourselves maybe how legit something is before we choose to share.
Oh, sure. In fact, I just wrote about this recently, about 3 things you really should think about, that's one of the things, the possible consequences, what if I'm live streaming something and the worst case scenario plays out?
You said those 3 things. Let's pause for a moment and take a break. We're going to do headlines. When we come back, we'll talk about those 3 things. Okay. All right, we are back. But because we're with RIT, social media expert Mike Johansson, and you said you've been teaching this for a while, and kind of your lessons plans, you had to throw them out, kind of start new.
Yeah. Yes. Regarding live streaming on Facebook, absolutely. I mean, what's happened in the past week has really been a game changer. Facebook Live became a big thing in the first half of this year. The unfortunate news events of last week have really put it on so many people's radar. I would be shocked if from here on out any major thing that's happening isn't being multiple live streamed on Facebook.
Yeah, and we're doing this now. As journalists, we often use that technology, Facebook Live, Skype, whatever we can do to help tell the stories as they're happening. A lot of times if we don't have a photographer, we'll have that capability. And now we're seeing a lot of citizen journalists out there. But just because someone can go live with this technology, should they?
Very good question. And I would suggest there are 3 things that people should think about today or later today or when they have some time before they get in the situation of actually live streaming something. Number 1 consideration is safety. And that's from all kinds of aspects. If you're walking around looking through a 1.5-inch by 4-inch screen, you will walk into buildings, you'll walk into potholes, you'll walk into traffic. That's the basic safety stuff. But there's also, you're very unaware of what's going on around you. You know, there was the unfortunate incident of the young man up in Chicago who was live streaming, saw something out of the corner of his eye, and the next thing you know, he is shot. He was unaware that there was an active shooter right within feet of him.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
So, and that was, of course, live streamed. Him falling and the phone falling. Oh. So, our best practice, I would suggest, is if you are going to live stream and you have anybody you know nearby, ask them just to be a buddy and keep their eyes for you. Yeah. The second thing, which a lot of people don't think about ahead of time, is consequences. Okay. Think about the consequences. You're live streaming something. What would be the worst case scenario? What could play out here? You know, firefighters opening up a vehicle. What if the person inside's dead? Are you going to be okay months from now, weeks from now, that you actually broadcast that live on the web? It's worth thinking about. Where do you draw the line?
That's something that we as journalists spend years and years discussing and figuring out our technology and our techniques, and we have a certain set of rules that we follow, and the answer very often is no to that.
Right, right. But the average person probably doesn't think about this until it's too late.
Right. Yeah.
And then the third thing I would suggest people think about is motivations. Okay. Always question your motivation for wanting to broadcast something live on the web. Will this help people understand things? Will it show something that they wouldn't necessarily see otherwise? Will it do good, or will it do harm? And if you don't think about motivations ahead of time, again, you may find yourself in the position of regretting the act of live streaming something.
Now, you know me, that I'm technically just not with it. Facebook Live, it continues to live on your page. Does it live as like a video, like you might have something posted, people singing happy birthday 6 months ago? Does Facebook Live live on that just like a other video that you would post?
Oh, yeah, and how? And so learn from my mistake, if you like. So last week on Friday, after this whole live streaming thing, I decided, you know, I've never done this. I should just play with it. So I'm playing with the settings, not fully realizing that it's actually recording me while I'm doing it. It goes up on Facebook, and before I can take it down, 4 people have already liked it. 2 people have commented on how serious I look, and I should have said something. And now it has all these likes, and it's up there for good of me going very seriously looking at the screen. So, yeah, it lives on. And if you don't take it down quickly and people start liking it, you might not want to take it down.
We got the final minute now. As a journalist yourself, and a professor, any words of wisdom for us journalists who are covering different events in the community and choose to use Facebook Live and different social media apps?
Yeah, again, I mean, there were a couple of good examples Friday night with the police and the protesters in Rochester. If you're going to do it, I would say go all in. Let your followers know that you're going to do it and why you're doing it. Treat it like any other journalistic endeavor. And just make sure that what you're capturing is the full story. That's another aspect of this that I think most people don't think about. Make sure you're not just showing things from one side of the story. That's okay if you can only do it that way, but it can be tough. You know, you're on one side of the police line or you're not, that kind of thing. So again, think about the story you're telling.
Well, this will be interesting as this evolves more.
Yes, I think
we look back.
All newsrooms are having.
Yeah, and if we look back years from last week or from this year, we'll see how much has changed.
Yeah, embrace the change.
Good stuff. We appreciate the reminders.
Sure.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
Likewise.